Okay, the next link should be posting. I am gonna mute up.
The MKL one.
Bought and used. So I just think the stream.
Yeah, it's good. The audio's coming through on this one. Let me get the link. Let me.
Can they okay, never mind. I should mute this.
Hello, I'm back.
All right, Doc. The link is posted.
Make sure that's working.
Everyone's
by
gonna
the
be
way,
following
okay.
in here. Big game.
Am I going off of the link on that you posted, or the one that's off of MKL?
Go off study share, or is the study not share screen?
No, he did not share screen.
I'll message him too. But Doc, you got winning this game, bro.
Because I want to keep the narrative that the NFC is the best conference by a lot. I will be going for the Packers. You know, my heart says it, but also my brain.
Yes. Okay.
What about yourself? Who do you have?
But I personally, listen. I think H. Coke is very good. I think he's a very skilled Madden player. But at the end of the day, I think what carries him is his skill, not necessarily his team. And I think today he's going to run up against somebody who is equally as skilled as him, but also has a much better team than him. So I'm going to roll with Steady in this one. But I do believe if these guys matched up with even teams, probably be inclined to maybe go with H Coke, maybe go Steady. But I think based on the team factor and the fact that Steady's been here a lot recently, I'm going to have to take Steady.
Yeah, I love what H Coke has done with this team. I think these guys are pretty fairly matched up skill wise, but there's a big disparity on both of these teams, and it's in the speed department, and I think that is going to make a big difference today. You know, the Packers went out and acquired Xavier Worthy, while the Titans have guys like JSN and some others, Tank Dell on their team. So there's not really anyone that can really stretch the field in this H Cook offense, and I think with how Steady's defense is, if he's able to play underneath and not have to worry about getting burnt over top, that can lead to some issues.
Yeah, I think one thing that we definitely learned in the conference championship game was Steady can play defense. His defense is going to get him stops. I don't know if H Cook's defense is going to be able to get him stops. That's the big thing. I can trust Steady to get a couple. I don't know if I can trust H Cook's defense. His defense is all personnel based, and I don't know if H Cook has the guys.
Yeah, H Cook it looked like he was going to be running the loop blitz out of Penny. So Steady, as far as I'm aware, has the loop blitz in his defensive bag, as well as another blitz that I'm wondering that we're going to see today. As you see, a quick first down to Kyle Pitts here. Doesn't get easier than that, but Steady's defense has added a little niche, or whatever you want to call it, to the blitz package that he discovered yesterday. A lot of people know it, so I figure H Coke might be able to stop it, but no one in the league runs it. As we're going to see a big crosser to Danny Gray here. Danny Gray has come down with some of the most immaculate, incredible receptions this year for Steady. I don't know if you've seen the clip of Danny Gray mossing a guy, and his entire body lands out of bounds on top of the defender except for his feet, and he comes in. Now, what do you think about Jordan Love here? Would you rather see McPherson or Love?
No, I think when you're playing the best of the best, you got to play your best guys. Jordan Love's his quarterback. You got to play Jordan Love. And right here, I would love to see Steady throw it away because there is nothing open. I wanted to speak on something real quick. I don't know if you've noticed, but H Cook, he runs all linebackers. But the thing is, if you run all linebackers, usually you want one of them to have Lurker. He doesn't have Lurker on them. So he's kind of just raw dogging this out here.
Yeah, and we see a raw dog. Should have been an interception. Wow. I don't know what Steady thought that defense was, but clearly clearly just doesn't read the defense, and I wonder if that was just a pre-snap thing where he's like, okay, I see this flat, it's going to be cover 2, and throws it, and it should have been an interception, probably.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to
gonna
see a
have him
streak
take a
to
deep
Xavier
shot to
Worthy.
Wow,
And
that's 7. That's 7 right there, and that's why you get the speedster. H Coke safety. If Worthy is like 94 speed and not 98, he's able to get there, but he wasn't able to get it, and just like that, the Packers are in the end zone. And I just wanted to hit on this. I think Steady is kind of predisposed to start of games, but I've at least noticed from our obviously me and Steady have built it out and built ourselves. I feel like he's kind of predisposed to messing up early in the Super Bowl, and if you're gonna get your stops on Steady, I feel like you have to get them early in the game because as the game goes on, he doesn't. I feel like he kind of gets into his element and he gets into scoring every possession. But at the start, I feel like you're able to stop him a little bit. He has some growing pains.
yeah, you know, one of the big things about being a great Madden player is adjusting and learning to what your opponent likes to do, and Steady does that probably better than anyone else is. You know, he may not know what's going on early, and we're going to see the blitz here that Steady's going to come in. If H-Coke doesn't know how to pick it up, Steady doesn't run it correctly, so it doesn't come in, and we're going to see a big pass to ETN. ETN might take this all the way, breaks the tackle down to the 9-yard line, and wow, like, you like to see that out of H-Coke's offense early on. I was thinking if we see this struggle early, this game might be over quickly, but H-Coke is able to draw up a nice play there to get him down into the red zone territory. You have a one play, and we see JSN breaking in, former Seahawk, touchdown, drags 2 guys in, and man, if you are the Titans, a Titans fan, or you just hate Steady, you love to see what just happened.
Yeah, and I just want to point something out there, which I love from H Coke. I believe that middle linebacker on the right side, he has mid zone KO. So what did H Coke do? He held the ball for a second, he waited, and then he threw it when the guy was away from the mid zone KO, so we wouldn't get KO'd. I mean, that's a veteran play right there. Like I would say, 99% of the users in this league would not even think about that. I don't know if H Coke thought about that, but that's what I saw. I think I would like to think he thought about that.
Yeah, the other thing that I like to see about H Coke's game is he's quick snapping Steady. Steady's a guy who likes to make adjustments.
Mhm.
If you can hike the ball within like 2 to 3 seconds of getting to the line, you're going to prevent him from being able to make adjustments, and you can make him have a lapse in his coverage that he probably doesn't want to have. We saw 2 quick plays where H Coke was able to snap and get the ball off, and I wonder if that's something that's going to have to happen the rest of the game. And we see everything get bagged.
Oh,
We see. Is that Trey
that is Trey
Hendrickson?
Hendrickson, and he came over from in a trade from the Bengals, and he's been really good for H Coke this year. He's been great.
Yeah, I think I helped facilitate that trade for the Bengals because I saw Ted Hendrickson wasting away on a very lackluster roster, and now he's in the Super Bowl. So I'll be expecting a phone call from his agent for some compensation if he ends up winning a bowl.
He's going to get paid. It said he's going to drop back here. He has Kyle Pitts on the drag. He's going to take him. And Steady loves to use drags to Kyle Pitts. Kyle Pitts is obviously very fast. I believe 90-plus speed. So he's going to always get these yards on the yak. And we have a big early 3rd and 12 to kind of dictate the way this game, because H-Coke gets ball at half. This is big for Steady. He needs to convert right here.
Yeah, I agree. It looks like we're getting man coverage, but I don't think it is just based off the linebackers with the alignment. Nothing's really open. He's going to throw crossbody to Kyle Pitts. Kyle Pitts is able to catch it before the KO gets there, and what a huge conversion by Steady. Man, I feel like the route to stopping this Packers offense is getting to the heart of this offense, which is Kyle Pitts. If you can stop Kyle Pitts and try and limit Worthy's production, I think you can win this game. But the issue with that is there's so many weapons on this Packers offense that can really hurt you and kill you one-on-one. So allocating your user to stop Kyle Pitts or literally anyone is so tough. And we're going to see Kyle Pitts get his, 3rd, 4th reception of the day, pick up another first down. And if you're H-Coke, like, how do you stop this? What are you doing here, Stinky?
So if I'm H-Coke, the way I like to play Steady is I like to either play aggressive man, which I probably wouldn't do now considering he has Worthy. So I would play the bend don't break style. I would just pray. I would keep on pumping out cover 3 and cover 3 type plays and just playing until he makes a mistake. Because I think Steady is predisposed to making a mistake or two a game. I don't think he's to the level of like a Henry or someone who's going to play a flawless game. I think Steady has a mistake or two in the game. You just have to make him go on long drives, and eventually it'll pay off. And it's all I think against someone like Steady, it all comes down to you have to be able to match him on offense. I think H-Cook can do that. He just needs to be patient with the stops.
Yep, and we're going to see another bomb to Worthy here, one-on-one. Don't like to see man coverage there. H-Code doesn't have the speed to be, it's match. You know, I love match, but I don't think you can be matching against Worthy with this type of personnel. We'll see if that type of defense continues, but man, that match got burnt.
Yeah, in years past, Steady only had Watson as his main speed guy, so you could still kind of do run man. You could double Watson and live with the rest. But now that he has two guys with 97 plus speed and the really fast tight end underneath, it really is just pick your poison. And I think when you're playing somebody who has so many fast guys, it really just comes down to you got to hope the other guy is going to make a mistake. And I think if I'm H Cook, that's probably my mindset and what I'm playing for.
Mm-hmm. You know, and I'd like to go back to that trade a little bit. You know, it happened in the offseason, and we almost see Eric Stokes, I believe, or is that Kalen Barnes, almost undercut that route to pick it. But so many people in the league complained about Steady acquiring Xavier Worthy, but in my opinion, I don't think anyone is offering that type of value, and we're going to see a deep shot picked by Eric Stokes. Man, yeah, and that's where the speed just comes in. You know, Joe Milton, 98 throw power. If the guy's just faster, there's no chance that defender's catching up to that.
Yeah, I think the big thing I think we're seeing right here, where if H Cook had a faster team, if he had put more time into going out and trading for the faster guys, that might be a touchdown. If that's Xavier Worthy, that's a touchdown. But no, Steady
Mm-hmm.
has a guy who's faster, so he's able to make up the ground there, and he's able to get Steady basically an extra possession. And if I'm H Cook really needs to try to keep this game close right here. I was
Yeah, do you think the league, and we're going to see another touchdown to Xavier
God.
Worthy, yep. And do you think the league has any type of warrant or legitimacy in the argument that Steady shouldn't be allowed to trade for Xavier Worthy?
I thought the trade was poor. Okay, I'm gonna be honest. I thought the trade was poor. I thought that considering the Chiefs user was literally just coming back in, it shouldn't have been allowed. I didn't commission or veto it because I think I would have been would have been a lot of blowback, and
Absolutely.
I kind of tried to stay out of it because I also did have a little bit of bias, considering this is the guy that's beaten me in 2 Super Bowls. So I tried to stay out of it, but I do think letting Steady get Worthy was a killer blow for a lot of us. And yeah, I think we have some catching up to do. I think you have to play a perfect game to beat Steady, and H Cook's gonna need to play perfect from here.
Yeah, that looked like DB fire too. The DBs, the defenders were able to get in home, and you know, looking at that trade, sure, you don't want to trade really valuable people to the best players, but if you're a guy and he's giving you the most value, you should take it. Especially if you're not in the same conference as him, as we're going to see Joe Milton make a throw across the middle, JSN able to catch the ball, break a tackle, get the first down through forward progress, and we really can't see H. Coke not score 7 here, because even 3 feels like you're just in a losing battle of tug of war of points at that point.
Yeah, I'm inclined to agree. And you see Steady in this game, he's able to press up. That's something H Cook does not have the luxury to do. As I don't know if you saw, the rusher did get free there.
Yep.
But
Yeah.
H Cook's basically going to have to be able to win while having everybody in the box. Steady's able to take away the run because H Cook just doesn't have the speed component to mess with him at all.
Mm-hmm. And we're going to see a bomb to Drake London. Eric Stokes is able to come in and get that, and man, you just can't help but feel like if he's 1 or 2 speed faster, that's a touchdown.
Yeah, I think so far in this game, we've really seen at year 3 or 4, what differentiates people at this point isn't even your skill, it's your team. It really is your team.
And Lucas Van Ness just walks in.
And Steady's, his pass rusher Lucas Van Ness is going to get home, and instead of it being a 21-14 right now, 21-21 or something, it's 3rd and 19, and H. Cook needs this one right here. This is the must.
Yeah, I will say H. Cook does have a lot of black magic in him. If if anyone is able to pick this up, it's him. And we're going to see Steady attempt the blitz. He runs into his own blitzer, and Etienne. Man, Etienne just seems like the guy you need to be targeting. He needs to be the first read. He needs to be on the best routes because he looks like he can outrun Steady's defenders compared to Drake London and JSN.
Yeah, he's been great for him. He's been getting open on the wheel routes. The major thing for him is H. Cook throwing the ball fast enough to where the speed isn't able to catch up off the break. And I think right there he did a good job with it.
I don't love this coverage unless you put him in soft squats. The touchdown was there for taking, but the blitz does come in. Um, I thought H. Coke would be a little bit better at picking up these blitz. Pro tip for everyone, if you're getting the loop blitz ran on you, if you call any play action, it is going to pick it up, and you don't even have to keep the play action. And we just see H. Coke's tackles get absolutely killed one-on-one. It's like you're having high school tackles go against the Miles Garrett's of the world. Um, that looked like another loop blitz actually that just came in. Lucas Van Ness and the looper came in. But back to what I was saying, any play action play, you don't even have to keep the play action, cancels any type of loop blitz.
Wow, that's incredible.
Did you know that?
I did not.
And we're
That's
gonna see a
live.
corner, Chigo Okonkwo. That's someone. That's the first time hearing his name. I thought we would have gotten a lot of him. In previous playoff games, Chig just looked unstoppable. Versus the Jaguars last year, absolutely had the game of a career, breaking tackles, catching anything. I think he ended up scoring like 5 touchdowns too. That's someone I'd like to see get targeted here in the red zone too. The red zone is a very tough place to score if you're not going to be running the ball. Glad to see H-Co go to it. We're going to see him try and pass. There's just no space. High ball to the back of the end zone, and Drake London does not come down with it.
And that's something right there where having the run in your arsenal in the red zone is huge. You need to be able to run the ball in these passing lanes. It's hard to pass, especially with high balls being as nerfed as they are. But H Coke's gonna get on right there off the RPO, and he's gonna keep this a game. If you're H Coke right here, you need to try and get a stop. If you don't get a stop, it's still not the end of the world. He needs to. I think worst case scenario, H Coke after this possession, if Steady scores 7, he's gonna have to chew the clock, score 7, and then score after half to tie up the game.
Yeah, what absolutely cannot happen is this next possession by Steady is the last possession of the game. And, I like the resumes.
I thought he dropped it, but they gave him the 2-point conversion. I guess Ishmael's trying to get aggressive here. I don't know what he's thinking. Maybe he's thinking Steady's. Maybe I'll hold Steady to 3-1 possession. I'll just go for 2 from here on out to get my possession back. I don't know what he's thinking right now.
He's trying to get in his head a little bit too. Madden is a very mental game. It's half the battle, and maybe he's trying to play a little bit of mind games there.
Yeah, if you're H Coke, would you even think would you dare blitz Steady right now and try to make him make a decision, or would you?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm either playing so aggressive that you score instantly, or Madden's a game of turnovers. I don't care about getting stops. I'm trying to get turnovers because I don't trust defense to effectively stop someone and force someone to go 3 and out. I'm trying to play the most aggressive defense or aggressive coverage possible to try and force turnovers. I think if you force more turnovers than your opponent, you're going to win the game compared to attempting to go for 3 and outs. So, sitting in cover 2 man shells or cover 4 and letting your guys drive down the field, I don't think that's a very effective way of playing defense in Madden. And we're going to see Worthy up the seam into the end zone for, is that his 4th touchdown of the day?
His 4th touchdown of the day. Looks like Xavier Worthy is on track to win Super Bowl MVP here. Yeah. Or their co-MVP was Jordan Love. But if you're H Coke right here, 437, I mean, Steady's not touching the ball. If I'm H Coke, there's no shot in hell Steady touches the ball again before half.
Mm-hmm. He does have 3 timeouts. If there's like a minute 20 left, you can try and force a mistake from Steady. Steady is generally someone who says, I'm going to try and score as quickly as possible so they make a mistake on their end. Mm-hmm. And I wonder if H. Coke can do that with Steady, depending on how much time's left. He is going to attempt this blitz again, where the blitzer just comes in free. You crash into the guard, and the blitzer just comes in between the guard and the tackle. He comes in free, but when you're labbing something so new in the Super Bowl, you're bound to make mistakes, and that's just another mistake because no one's in the middle of the field if you're doing that. And that's an issue with loop blitzing or crashing your user into the offensive line, is that there's no one in the middle of the field. And we see Chigo drop it. I don't know what forced that bad pass. That should have been an easy first down and possibly a touchdown because he was in cover 2. No one's over top.
Yeah, I think that's just a classic Madden errant throw. It's very unfortunate for H Cook, but we're going to have a big 3rd and 10 come up here now. H Cook needs this, or else this game is gonna be it's gonna look like it's getting away from him. I trust in H Cook. He's come up big so far in these moments this game when he's needed it. And this is another crucial moment that he needs to
Yep,
have.
and this is trio Y flex. I love this formation so much. You might see a streak out of JSN with like a little S route off of the slot. Trio Y flex does a excellent job of stretching the users over the seam because the compression of it really makes it difficult for defenses to stop. And if you're user in the middle of the field, it's almost
Touchdown.
impossible.
Oh,
And we're gonna
no.
see Lewis Sign pick it off at the 3-yard line. Maybe we hope for a safety, but I don't know if Milton just threw that ball a little bit too early. But
think what
I
happened
don't know
there-
what happened.
I saw a touchdown when I was looking at that. Steady switch stick on the guy.
Mhm.
He switch sticked on I believe the deep third over there, and he dragged him off. So it looked like it was going to be a touchdown.
And we almost see
my
an interception by Nick Bolton, just a little bit too slow. Good recognition by H. Coke, but that change of direction on Bolton wasn't quick enough to get him going.
Yeah, but I think what H Coke saw was he came off. So I think
Mhm.
H Coke tried to get it over there. I think maybe he didn't freeform it all the way enough. I don't know. It's just an unfortunate play. I thought he had it though.
Man, and wow, that underneath zone could have easily picked off that little table route, or no, not table route, that in route by the running back. Just I don't know what his zone drops are on, but just a little bit too over top of the coverage. We're gonna see another streak here by Worthy. I wonder if he gives up the seam again to this 99 speed receiver. Would be a shame if that happens. Because we're going to need H. Coke to play a little bit of better defense. Straight to Johnson, the running back, with like 50 catching. This Johnson dude had a great NFC Championship game, had about 10 catches for over 100 yards and a couple touchdowns. He's been really impressive here as late in the season, and able to find him again. And for Steady, do you think about the time here? Like, are you okay taking 3 in this situation?
If I'm steady, I'm considering milking the clock. I think the thing that makes you an elite player is the milking of the clock. And I think when you're playing somebody like a Blessed or like a Ducky, like yeah, sure, you can rely on them. You can be like, oh, let me try to score fast, so they make it. Not versus H Coke. You got to keep the ball in your hands. Like let's try to get in here with the lead. But obviously, if you can score 7, take your 7. Take your 7.
Yeah, and a big adjustment I need to see H Coke do is Steady is comfortable taking his running back every single play if it's open. I'd love to see someone get manned up on the running back here, every play just to stop that easy check down. We see a good switch stick.
Ooh.
Roman Wakefield isn't able to get there in time. Diving catch by Xavier Worthy, and that was about to be a very impressive switch stick pick by H Coke.
Yeah, and still, I know we've been harping about how great Steady's been doing. It's still not over for H Coke. I still don't think it's over. I mean, even if Steady gets 35 right here, H Coke goes down, puts up 7-22. He gets ball at half, makes it 49. Then all he needs is a stop. H Coke needs to stay locked in right here. It's a big defensive possession for him.
Throws up the seam, should have been a pick, incomplete.
What?
How is that not picked? The zone
my God.
is staring at the ball, travel right through him. It's pass led well. I feel like that's just pass lead elite, but man, that should have been a book. That was Steady's one read, throws it, and we're gonna see Kyle Pitts red zone threat touchdown.
I would have loved. I know before the game you were talking. Steady was talking about having his face cam up, and I was like, Steady, nobody wants to see you, dude. Like it's obnoxious. Nobody cares. And like I wish right there we could have seen the steady face cam, because I know for a fact his hands were on his head, and he was like, no, the second he threw it.
Yeah,
that was
and,
just
he would have found a way to gaslight his players of making that bad decision. He would have said it's their fault that they didn't run the route correctly and they didn't throw the ball correctly. So we see H Coke here on offense, down 20, not the end of the world. There's a lot of time here, and coming out in bunch spread. The one thing I love about bunch spread is these slot wide receivers have some really unique fade routes that get over the top of cover 3 and cover 4. I wonder if we're gonna see like a beater. It looks like there's the crosser to Drake London picked by Kalen Barnes, and you just can't do that. If you're down 20, I understand taking some risk, but you can't win the game in one play. I need to see a little bit more conservativeness out of H Coke. You know, you can play yourself out of this game in the second quarter, but you can't win it all back.
You know, for someone as disciplined, for somebody as excellent as H Cook, I think right there, that's a product of having an elite pass rush. I think that's what we
Hmm.
just saw right there. H Cook's internal clock, it's being extremely sped up because Steady is getting pressure every play. He's sending pressure every play. So the one play he didn't, he was able to get there, and oh my god, that might have been PI. That might have been PI.
I think that could have been another interception. I believe that Roman Wakefield dude is only 84 speed too, so don't quote me on it, but I do believe he's only 84 speed and slow. So maybe if he's a little bit faster, he gets there. Maybe has the crosser, throws the crosser to Danny Gray, unable to toe drag swag that, and I'm not sure whether it's Hitchcock's defense or Steady's offense, but Steady's offense just seems to have everything open in these red zone plays. It just seems like there's a guy open every single play here in the red zone, and generally you don't see that. Even with really elite offenses, you don't see guys getting that open in the red zone.
Yeah, I think it's just a product. If he puts a bunch of routes on the field, he's patient and he takes what the defense gives him. He's willing to get to third down because on third down he can still do stuff like that. And he walks into the end zone. He'll go 42-15 here. And I mean, listen, I know it's looking rough. I know things are looking bad, but we got to keep hope because at the end of the day, H. Cook he was like our sole like belief in believing somebody could beat Steady. So I think we just got to hope H. Cook can get it turned around and not let this game get too far away from him.
Yeah, you know the game plan for beating Steady is Steady wants to stick and dime. What one thing I would have loved to see is maybe a little bit more running and controlling the clock. You know, hindsight is 2020, but I feel like the way into Steady's head is running the ball. That's the one thing he absolutely hates, which is why I thought Raging probably had the best chance because he is the most committed to running the ball and playing pretty good defense. And I thought that was the best chance. And we're going to see a Conquo get underneath, break a tackle. I believe he probably has tank or balance beam from that. Good way. You know, the game's over if he doesn't score here. It's still probably over. This is very much like the Chiefs versus Eagles. The Chiefs are very impressive, but when every position you at is just not better than the other teams, this could be the result. And we see Kalen Barnes here. You know, game's over. Let's talk about the legacy. What do you think this does for the legacy of Steady? Because
You know, I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think it's well, uh, like received through everybody that compared to everybody else in the league. I don't think anybody in this league really cares for Madden like that much. I think a lot like H. Koki's a working guy. I know I care. I don't really care that much though. I think maybe you and Steady are the people who care. Oh my God, is that 5? That's
yeah.
5 for Xavier Worth. That's a Super Bowl MVP right there.
Mhm.
But I think that Steady he's gonna obviously move up in the ranks. I think he was already regarded as the best player. I think that just further cements it. And I mean, credit to the guy. He's playing great. He doesn't make a lot of mistakes. He obviously built his team very well. But
Yeah, you know, I believe there was maybe an argument for Rajan because Rajan had the two most incredible seasons going back to back, undefeated, and he was the only one to ever do it. But now we're seeing Steady have the chance to go back to back. Granted, he did not go undefeated, but
he went
with the
undefeated for his
Bulls.
first ring this
Mhm.
cycle, I believe.
Oh, did he? No,
He did.
no, I don't think he did.
He did. He did. He did.
Okay,
I,
yes. So going back to back was kind of the only thing that Rajan had over Steady to help his argument. But now I think it's very clear cut. If you didn't view Steady as the best player in MKL, and we see
oh
a
my
fumble,
God!
and his running
What?
back just says "Hell nah." Edgerrin Cooper picks it up,
You know,
and
I'm
man,
gonna say
that's unfortunate.
I played Steady last year in this game, and I was in a similar position to H Coke, where it looked going in to the like right before half with the 2 minute warning, like it looked like it was still a close game. Then inside 2 minutes, it all just fell apart, and that looks like that's what happened to H Coke here,
Yeah,
man.
I'd love to see if Madden had like that percentage chart of like, and we're gonna see a pick to Roman Wakefield.
With
But
eight
I'd
seconds
love to
left.
see that that percentage chart of where it tells you percentage to win the game. I'd love to see the last 4 minutes of this quarter and see how
I
much it
mean,
spikes for
listen,
Steady.
Doc, listen, okay? Is it 30? Oh, no, never mind. I was about to say he's only down 24. No, he's down 34. It's over. It's over. Never mind. He can make it 20. If he somehow scores 7 right here and 7.5, he can make it 20.
Yeah, and it looked
Oh, yeah,
like
no.
Justin McPherson is getting the start the rest of the way. Justin McPherson is a guy who had the chance to go to Superstar X Factor. Unfortunately for Steady, fortunately for the rest of the league, he does not. Because Steady's master plan was get his guy to X Factor, trade Jordan Love to Raging for a 97 speed superstar wide receiver, and
Mhm.
then have 97 speed, 95 speed, and 99 speed with an X Factor QB. Thankfully, the EA gods blessed the league by not giving him X Factor. But I'm excited to see this performance. We've only we saw his QB versus Spit throw for like 10 touchdowns, which was a very impressive performance. And I'm glad we're getting to see he gets to enjoy the fruit of his labor, slaving away through the entire regular season, fighting tooth and nail for this team to be 16-1, and now he gets to enjoy playing in a Super Bowl.
Yeah, and this, I just want to sprinkle a little thing in right here. I believe H Cook has won a Super Bowl every season every year in the MKL, even when things were looking rough in 22 and 23, when things were at their peak in 2021, Madden 24. It looks like Madden 25. I don't know if he's going to be able to catch up to Steady with this, the way his team's
Yeah,
looking.
the one thing that I've enjoyed that we changed this year is that there's no dev cap, so it is incredibly hard now to keep your players because those dev ratings are going to increase the price of your players. So maybe Steady
Mhm.
goes through some type of cap hell, because it's truthfully going to be so hard to pay all these X factors and superstars that he has, and his user just misses it. Dawson, moving the chains is what you want to see, but do you think Steady is going to be able to roster all of these X factors and superstars on
I
his team?
think I think he'll end up trading away Love or did he run? Come on, what happened? Oh, there you go. Score. Okay. I think honestly, I think maybe we're going into season 5. If I
Hmm.
was to guess, I think we probably go to 6. I think we probably just make it through 6 again. I think at that point, I don't think cap is really going to matter. I think you can just stretch everything out for an extra year. Um, but I think what this really does, I think what we should really be talking about now is what do we want to do for next? Like, do we want to keep the system with abilities we had this year, or do we want to maybe go back to the one we had last year? I think we're gonna have a discussion about that. I think people are gonna want to talk about that.
Yeah, it's a very interesting talking point. I think not having a dev cap certainly helps teams who aren't as good because you will be able to get some guys through free agency or trade for some.
Really,
For
I thought it kind of helped the guys who were. I kind of thought it helped the guys who were better because the way I always looked at it was the guys who were better would try and trade away the really good people. I mean, they would try to not really, but they would try to trade away some superstars and stuff. But it still kind of capped out how good somebody could be at the end of it.
Mhm.
But I don't. What do you think?
um, maybe with the one ability rule, I think that helps. These top elite guys not have every single good ability. Um, and we see a turnover on downs there. Do you think we see a lot more running, or do you think we're going to have to be constantly living through this misery because Steady's only going to pass the ball and not keep the clock running?
Um, I'm not really too sure. I mean, I would love to. I kind of want to know what Gen Chat thinks about this. Can we get somebody to say something? Blessed, I see you typing. What do you think about this? Do you think we should stick with the ability system we have right now, or maybe go back to the old one? I'd love to see what you guys think in Gen Chat. But would you guys? Oh, you asked about Steady running up before.
Yeah, I H Coke doesn't deserve to be tortured through this game longer than needs to be. We don't need to be.
Mm-hmm.
My throat's getting a little bit dry. Did
Yes,
he just score? I
I
clicked
think
away
he
for
got a
1 second.
safety. He got a safety.
Game's
So
not dead.
the game is not dead. He can cut the lead 25. Tom Brady was down 25 in the Super Bowl once and he won. But I think it might be a little too late for H Coke, considering we're on 7 minute quarters and not 15.
Yeah, it is going to be hard to do.
We're looking for
And
says we should cancel the league. I don't think that's gonna happen. I think we got 2 more in us blessed.
Yeah,
I
I think we got 2 more. I think we got season 6 and 7, or we're on 4 right now, right?
We're on 4. I think we'll get
I
through
think we get through
5.
5 and 6. I think we get through 5
Five
and
and
6
6.
pretty good.
5 and 6. I don't know if we'll make it through 7. We'll have to see how 6 goes. But it looks like a lot of people. I see some people calling for steady to get the Panthers next year. Do you think that that's something that could happen?
Um,
For school?
I think that brings up an even bigger point is why do you think all the admins are the ones winning the Super Bowl? And there's this crazy narrative that we only take good teams, which just isn't
Mhm.
true. And we're gonna see
Oh
Jason
my
score
god.
here for his third touchdown. What a dot! Probably the best throw of the game so far. Um, but there's this insane narrative that admins get all the good teams, and that's why we're
Yeah,
winning the
I'm
Super
not.
Bowl.
I'm not inclined to believe. I think the only admin that gets all the good teams is Stinky. And Stinky got the Chiefs last year, and I mean, he got the Chargers this year. And the Chargers are a good team, but
Yeah, literally, no one put the Chargers on their list, which is
let's not
why you gotta.
let's not act like a bunch of people wanted the Chargers. I mean, Ragin kind of always gets the Falcons because I mean he's Ragin, and we need Ragin to operate the league. So if he wants the Falcons, he's gonna get the Falcons. You know? Yeah. So we're
Yeah,
gonna
and
give Ragin the Falcons to keep him happy. Doc, I mean, he took the Patriots last year. He took the Seahawks this year. Seahawks, I mean, mid-team. Patriots last year were garbage. Who did H Cook have last year? The Lions. Lions were decent last year, but they weren't the Lions of this year in Madden. They
Mhm.
weren't that great. Who else? We have Steady, who last year I don't know. He had the Giants at the start, and then things happened, and he came back as the Eagles, who weren't that greatest. And this year he got his Packers again. So he kind of went a while without getting the Packers. He got his Packers this year, so I'm sure he'll end up probably snagging another team next year. So
Yeah,
I don't
I
necessarily
don't
know.
think I don't view the Packers as some elite team that everyone's begging to have.
Mhm. Especially with Jordan Love's contract being the way it is, he's only let's not act like Jordan Love comes as an X factor. No, Steady made him what he is. He sucks. If anybody else had the Packers, probably would have not ended as well with Jordan Love.
Yeah, so I asked that. Do you think, in order to be a member in this league, you have to be good at the game? Because all the admins are always winning these bowls. So when you pick admins, are you looking at or do you think we're just good at the game because we're invested into the MKL?
I think what it comes down to is the admins are the people who care the most about the league, and the people who care the most about the league and want to do the most for the league are typically the people who are better at the game. And I think it's safe to say that if I had the best players in the league, yeah, they're all admins. Apart from obviously, Cookie.
Cookie.
We all love Cookie, but obviously, I would say the admins are the rest of the admin group is probably a little bit better than Cookie. I think it is. I think most of the admins, yeah, I think it's more so I don't think it's causation. I think it's more so it's just a correlation.
Hmm. Yeah, and that's what I thought too. Is we care the most. We certainly put the most time into the game. I personally help people out all the time. Bless or Sniper says I have like a fucking what is it? What are those secret societies called or whatever? Like a cult.
Illuminati.
Yeah, I have a cult following, and I certainly have helped quite a few people out in the league, but that's because I just care, and I want to see people have fun in this league, and I want to see MKL continue for a while. This has been probably the best league I've been in, undoubtedly, as far as longevity and just a rule standpoint. So it'd be a shame to see MKL die because I don't think there's any other CFM that can compete.
Yeah, I don't think MKL is necessarily in a. The one thing I will say is I think we have a good player group. I think, yeah, they give us shit. Yeah, they complain. But at the end of the day, they're pretty fair about a lot of stuff. They like to bitch. They like to moan. But I think at the end of the day, we got a good group of guys. I think we got a good thing going here. I know a lot of leagues where if they had a thing where Steady was winning every year, or admins were mostly winners, they would complain about it. But honestly, I feel like a lot of people they might joke about it, but I don't think people really take that stuff to heart in here. I think a lot of people are smart enough to recognize, yeah, the guys who are winning, they're just a lot better at the game than a lot of other people.
Yeah, I agree with that too. I'm sure some people will have some disagreement. Um, Probably the naysayers. Let a naysayer know is what the
Mhm.
admin should be saying. And we're gonna
Yeah.
see jet sweep to Worthy. I
Six on
feel
the
like
day for
that's
him.
yeah, that's definitely a facilitated touch to get Worthy to get to 6. I wonder what the NFL the Super Bowl record is for touchdowns, but he probably surpassed that like 3 or 4 touchdowns ago.
Yeah, and I mean, it looks like back-to-back blowout Super Bowls for Steady. Do you think? I mean, is Steady's going to be going for the first ever MKL three-peat next season?
And um, do you think he has a similar fate to the Chiefs where it gets to the bowl? Realistically, who are the people that can beat Steady? Like, who do you realistically think has a shot to beat Steady?
I I mean, listen, I'm not I'm not gonna say anything because I think when it comes down to it, after seeing this H2 performance and the H Coke team, like just the way his team is, unless H Coke gets some speed, I don't know that he's really gonna be able to compete with him.
Hmm.
But I'm still inclined to say H Coke could get back and could beat him. So I guess I'll say H Coke. I would be obviously inclined to say Ragin, and then I would probably say either me or you. I think there's only really 4 people, and apparently this might be a long shot. I think Bats. Bats
I
could low key
think
knock
Bats was
Steady
a
out.
name. Yeah, so the thing with Bats, he runs everything that Steady hates and burns his heart to the core. Bats runs a lot of RPOs. He has the best abilities on the defensive line to give Steady some hell. And Steady doesn't like that, which is Bats is Steady's only loss on the year, which is crazy to think about. Um, and I would have loved to see Bats play Steady in the playoffs
Mhm.
early on because I do think Bats had the best chance. I really was rooting for that.
Mhm.
My perfect playoff scenario was,
Yeah,
uh,
unfortunately, the Seahawks usually lost. We didn't get to see it.
yeah, every dog finds a bone once a day, and when you play someone that knows everything about you, it's hard to beat. It's like facing a division rival
Mm-hmm.
that you've played against for year after year and knows everything you like to
I
do.
mean, honestly, I think our best chance of preventing a Steady three-peat is just giving him a force cell in a game he thinks he
Mhm.
deserves a force win in, and boom, he's gone. I mean, this guy,
Or
we know that's the one. We know that's his pet peeve.
or how Madden's a psychological game. We get a certain person who Steady really enjoyed
Oh my
talking to
god.
for a certain
Oh
amount of
my
time
god.
to join a Discord call while he is
Oh my.
playing the game.
Oh my god. This the said person of pink hair.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Imagine he sees that in a Twitch chat while he's playing a game.
Oh my.
There's no way he's able to play that game
But
at the
you
best of
gotta
his
think,
ability.
would Steady lock in more because he knows the tree is watching? For
Um,
all our viewers in attendance who don't know what we're talking about, not to get too personal, but Steady, had a love affair with somebody with pink hair, and it ended up falling through. And we're just saying that maybe our best hope is to get this person in pink hair that has pink hair in the chat to watch the game. So maybe Steady loses a bit of focus. Maybe that's our way of beating him.
yeah, or we find his address and send her to his house.
Oh my god. Could you imagine? Could you
Dude.
imagine Steady getting top on the Super
Hmm.
Bowl stream?
We send him, it was Steady's birthday. We could have sent him some birthday strippers to come into this game and try and distract him. Or we pay his little sister to unplug the router during his game and give the force wing to H code.
Doc, I'm really happy you said that. I thought you were gonna say something great else. I was gonna be like, Doc, come
Oh
on. I
hell
was gonna be
nah,
like, Doc,
hell nah. Yeah.
I'm so happy that you took that route with that. I was about to be like, okay, guys, I think it's a good place to sign off. But very happy you didn't say anything like that. And yeah, 56-32. I don't even know how we got to this point. I don't know how Steady got ball. H Coke scored. That's what happened. He's damn Steady's really like still going.
Mm-hmm. Throw to Christian Watson first of the day. Xavier Worthy's pissed. Xavier Worthy wanted every touch to win Super Bowl MVP, and that's not going to happen.
Has
Um,
has has Steady scored? Steady scored every single possession other than the one he got the safety on. Or I guess he threw that one pick.
yeah.
The safety in the pick.
So, um, H-Coke's gotten 2 stops, but you know, maybe what's crazy? Even if we flipped the score that Steady currently has, he'd still be winning by 4 points.
Yeah, that is.
Um, Now, is this the greatest? No, this isn't the greatest Steady performance in a Super Bowl. I remember a trash one.
Oh my God, Pedroia's.
Well, also where he went against DBD, I think. I think that was pretty awful too. And we're gonna see another bomb. And you generally have a guy who can take the top off, but Drake London is not that guy. Drake London's kind of like your intermediate guy, and he's asking him to be the deep threat. So moving forward, I'd like to see a little bit more speed be added to this team. H-Coke certainly has the players to try and acquire some speed. And with the upcoming Untouchable for Untouchable, maybe he can go get a really fast guy. Because I think Untouchable for Untouchable adds a little bit of parity to the league to get some elite of the elite players on your team to make some things happen.
I think moving forward, we also need to. I mean, T-Chap. I mean, I'm gonna boot you. Like I cannot stand you. I don't know why. I should have commissioner vetoed that, but I was trying to be a good person now. T-Chap's gonna get booted too because he should not have traded Xavier Worthy to no, he's getting booted after this game. Like I'm actually like, this is depressing. I mean, this guy, Steady is just touchdown. Too late. Never mind.
Oh wow! What a swat!
How many
by
hours
22.
does Steady have on this game? Can somebody check?
Me, I was talking to Steady last night, and he was labbing at like 2.
He was labbing?
Yeah, he
Yeah,
was
I
labbing
mean,
at like 2 in the morning.
The difference, I think that really speaks to the difference between these guys. H Coke, I know it's Valentine's Day. He has like a fiance or something. This guy probably just got back from Valentine's dinner. I mean, he probably in the morning he probably woke up, went to his accounting job. I mean, this is a grown ass man who just plays this game for fun. Steady really takes it to heart, and I love this for Steady that he's able to come out and dominate like this.
Yeah,
because he cares.
It'd be really sad if Steady put the amount of time in that he did, and he wasn't this good.
It really would, because I know H Coke definitely just loads up and plays. I think H Coke's like 99% of this. Just loads up the game, plays. He's like win, lose, whatever. I don't really care. I think Steady cares about his MKL legacy. I mean, hey man, it looks like he's gonna be in a place where he's untouchable.
Yeah. Speaking of untouchable, if you've viewed some Steady streams lately, he's been feeling untouchable too. His personality's been coming out. He's been flipping off the camera. He's been using curse words too, which is unheard of. So I wonder if on his own personal stream, he's been cursing and being like, because he's been saying "suck my something and something" pretty frequently, and I wonder if he's been saying that.
Steady's homosexual, man. Homosexuality's coming out.
Yeah, maybe it's desperation, maybe it's confidence, but regardless, he's telling his Madden opponents to give him fellatio. And Steady rightfully does have the confidence to do so, but I just generally haven't seen Steady do that before, where he says, you suck, you're terrible at the game, I'm better than you. So Steady's turning a little bit to the dark side, like the Sith. He's letting the power get to his head, and the only way to stop that is for someone to beat him, and generally that doesn't happen too often. So the MKL has created a demon from what used to be a very humble, modest guy who never cursed to this dark, hoodie-wearing, cursing man who incites violence onto his opponents.
Mm-hmm. And I think this is gonna be the last play of the Super Bowl right here. Just gotta give it up for H Cook making it here, and obviously our Super Bowl champion Steady going back to back. I mean, that's incredible.
Yeah, incredible to say the least to Steady. I'd be very surprised if he hikes this ball. What gamemanship to not hike this ball by Steady, and the confetti's coming down. It's the wrong color. It's red, white, and blue for the Titans. Congratulations, Titans. You lost. And that's Lewis Sign saying, give me my ring, even though he has a billion already. Celica Steady gets soaked by the Gatorade. Her her upper genitalia is showing now, as she was wearing a white shirt.
Wow.
Lack of consideration by the players changes her jacket to be green so that the NFL
Oh
doesn't
my
get
god,
canceled.
those things are sticking out, dude.
I think it's a little bit
Celia's got a
cold.
rack.
The Super Bowl is in Miami, but it looks like it's very cold out. The way her nipples look like it can cut diamonds.
Oh my god, Cecilia really has a fucking rack, man. Holy shit.
Yeah, and bigger news, Cecilia Steady is proposing to her girlfriend, one of the athletic
God.
trainers on the field.
Oh my god.
Wow, the first
No.
lesbian proposal in NFL history. Wow.
Wow. You know I know the NFL was always I know they were trying to make a push towards like gayism. So I'm very happy for Cecilia. I know Steady Loki is gay himself. So I'm sure it works well.
Yeah, Steady's a very happy guy.
I mean, he's a little cornball. He's a little gay. So I think Steady will be very happy about this. But I'm proud of Steady, man. He's really stepped it up this year. He's done bits. I know he used to brag on himself, but man, I can't build a team, man. I can't trade for people. Look at him now. He built a great team, and I know a lot of people are calling for, hey, reboot the league. Steady's too up. No. Steady built this. Let him ride it out. Let him have some fun. Let him go for the three-peat because we are going to allow Steady to go for the three-peat. I'm excited to see what he can do. And of next year, obviously, I'm sure Steady will be the Panthers or something. But for now,
Yeah.
let Steady live it out his dreams.
Celica
Let him-
Steady does get a $5 million
Wow.
check.
I mean,
So
that's gotta be the
her
fattest
and
check a girl's ever received. I mean,
Mhm.
I know how much money do you think she spent on that wedding ring?
Probably a lot. Probably a lot on a breast augmentation as well. The way those cannons were sticking out too.
I mean, do you think Steady paid for her to get a boob job?
Yes.
Do you think Steady hits?
Occasionally when he's down bad.
Wow.
That's the way she got her job is from the rumor mill is that he said, if you want this job, you got to show me what you're willing to do because I'm willing to die on the field. So what are you willing to do off it?
I mean, with all that being said, can we get Steady in the booth with
Yeah,
us?
can
Hey
we
man,
advance
what's
and
up?
see
I'm in
the
the
Super Bowl
booth.
MVP as well?
Yeah, let's
I believe it. I mean, Xavier Worthy. It's obviously.
I mean,
Xavier
it's
Worthy.
gonna be Xavier
But
Worthy.
I mean, I guess we can see. Looks like we have advanced here. I believe it's going to be Mr. Xavier Worthy. I believe the coach of the year will be Cecilia as well, right?
No, it's you
Coach of the
actually
year was
won coach
already
of the year.
decided. I think it was the Panthers.
No,
who
it
won
was the
it.
Chargers.
Oh, you know, good for Blessed.
Oh my God,
Good
Tyreek Hill
language,
retires.
guys. I don't know if Steady can hear us. Who's the MVP?
MVP.
Wait.
MVP.
It's James Worthy or whatever. his
Xavier
name is.
Worthy.
James.
Yeah, there you
Oh
go.
wow!
Look.
Coach of the year, Stinky Sog, Jim
Oh
Harbaugh.
Yeah.
my god! Oh my god, dude, that's incredible.
That's so stupid.
But with all that being said, is the Packers head coach in the house with us? Is he in here?
Yeah,
right
I'm
now?
in here, man.
Can we get this
I'm
interview
here.
going?
I'm ready.
I mean, I can't. I mean, I can see him, but I can't hear him.
What? Really?
Are you
Looks
with
like-
us?
Oh, I was
Looks
muted on Discord. Yeah, so
Yes, you were.
sorry.
Steady, talk to me here. I mean, you just went back to back. I know you like doing things that have never been done. Is the three-peat the goal now? Is that
I
what we're
mean,
looking
that
forward to?
you know, winning championships is always the goal, and if it happens to line up to be 3 in a row, then it is what it is. But I see no reason why this team. Well, I see one reason why this team wouldn't go back, but I'm sure.
What is that reason?
I mean, the reason is potentially having a superstar rather than an X factor, but we'll have to
is
see what
Jordan Love
happens.
getting moved?
I mean, we'll see what happens, fellas. But it was a great season, and I'm living in the moment right now. Yeah, what matters is here and now, and right now we're Super Bowl champions.
We did
we're going
get the
to Disney
Titans
World.
coach in the booth as well.
Wow. I mean, this is we haven't heard from H Cook in a while. I mean, can we get a H Cook? Are you here with us right now? Can we get just? I'm gonna see if he unmutes his mic and we can ask him a question. Maybe he's here for the extracurricular talk after we're on air. Maybe he's here for that. Steady. I mean, do you think? Be honest. Do you think you can be beaten at this point? Or do you think-
Absolutely. I mean, I lost to bats, bro. I mean, I could. Yeah, 100%. I mean,
And so something that I've noticed with you, Steady, is you've gained a exorbitant amount of confidence the last couple weeks. What's attributed to that? You know, you're on
Have I?
stream. Yeah,
Steady, is this
dude,
a late
you're
in
on
your life?
stream. You're on stream, very confident. You're showing quite a bit of personality as before. I haven't really seen that from your streams.
You know, I think I was being held back by PG. So, I mean, I've been a little more, you know what I'm saying, a little more provocative. But I also feel like maybe people don't like that. So I don't really know. I've been trying to be a little over the top as of late. Would you call that confidence? Is that what you'd call that?
It looks like it because you're flipping off the camera, you're cursing a little bit more, and I personally like it. I like to see you talk your shit. Say, you know, when you were playing Spit, rewatching that VOD, you're like, I'm better than you. You suck. You're garbage.
I mean, you know,
Steady, can you drop an F-bomb in the chat for us?
frick.
Oh,
It's not really what I. It's not really what I say.
So H Coke, we got to know, how are you feeling after the bowl? You know, making it is one thing, but beating your opponent's another, and you definitely got a little bit of too much BTA treatment. So what's your plans going forward?
I mean, ain't nothing changing.
Damn, he's still in business. He said, "I'm gonna show up with my 89 speed receivers. I'm gonna do
Mhm.
this."
Yeah. So one of our key points is, it looked like you were inches away from having some very successful deep shots, deep back shots down the field, and you were just unable to do so because you had guys like Drake London and JSN running down the field where the ball got caught up. Do you plan on acquiring some more speed at the wide receiver position? Because I personally felt like if you had a guy who was even just like 95 or 96 speed, a lot of those throws that you had are completions. You know, Joe Milton certainly has the arm to get it down there, but when your receivers are slow, the ball kind of just under travels.
Yeah, I probably need something faster because yeah, it's a little ridiculous. Because it's like people are wide open. It's not even like he's making good plays. It's like shit.
Yeah, and that Roman Wakefield guy, is he 84 speed or how fast is he? Roman Wakefield,
Like 92 ish.
92. The safety, he's 92 speed.
Oh, my
I thought
safety?
yeah, I thought he was a very slow guy.
Yeah, my safeties are like 89 speed.
Hmm.
I don't got speed nowhere. It's ridiculous. Stinky.
Well, with these untouchables for untouchables coming up, I'm sure you can get some guys who have some speed, and you know, I think every year going into it, you're my favorite out of the AFC. I don't have any confidence in the Chargers guy to beat anyone in
you,
the
bitch.
NFC. And if anyone were to beat anyone in the NFC as in the Super Bowl, I'd put my rocks and my money in you.
God, bro, get his dick out your fucking mouth, bro.
For real. Like, what the fuck?
Fucking Glazer, dude. Fuck out of here.
It's not
dog.
that I'm glazing. It's
Fuck,
just
I'll
I think
fucking piss on you in the Super Bowl if you
it's
do
not that I'm
bro.
glazing. It's just I think every AFC team is so inferior to the NFC conference, which is shown by how we've won
Your
every single
conference
Super
is
Bowl in
ran
Madden
by
25.
one guy. Your
Who-
conference is ran by, at least our conference isn't run by a woman, bro. Men win our conference. Conference is won by a female, dude.
Your conference is ran by a woman too. Your conference can't beat the woman that you're talking about.
It's our conference. That's still our conference. We still run our conference.
It's not your conference because
we
every
wanted-
time we do it, we own you. We
If
own
we
you.
wanted, we could just leave. If we
go
wanted, we
to
could just leave.
houses.
We
We
could
go to your
leave
houses, take
conference.
your family and children, and hold them for ransom throughout the year and be like, you're not getting this back because you're not as good as us. We dominate you. If this was the Roman Empire, we would take you as our concubines. You'd be little.
Dude, I hope you
like that's
context in the context of the real world. We're like the Mongolians, all right. We like run around.
No,
and
you're not.
shit at all you guys. I mean, like, fuck you, bro. You guys are merchants of steady. You guys are simply just merchants of steady. Without steady, you guys would not be capable of anything.
Well, that's just plainly not true. Because the other Super Bowl is won by
Other Super Bowl,
another
it was
NFC
wavy.
opponent.
Wait, it was wavy.
Yeah, look at Xavier Worley's stat line. Average reception,
I remember.
37 yards.
Look at him. I remember when he was playing Ranger, he was complaining about him just throwing streaks. Look at him.
Hell yeah, that's right.
Following the
Oh
boost.
my god, he really did the Super Bowl off streaks.
I just threw
All right,
streaks.
guys. With that being said, that's the cast. We'll see you guys next year when it probably will be Steady versus somebody else from the AFC because we all know nobody in the NFC can hold Steady. So yeah, we'll see you in the Steady Invitational next year, chat. See you next year.